ignition.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Jared, with Newtype Cycling, and we are at Ore Road in Charlotte, North Carolina. We just got done doing our 2 neutral laps, and from the gun, we've had a group of about 8 to 12 guys decide to shake it up right on the first lap. Super exciting, super fun. They catch enough of us off guard to where they get a good solid gap going, and I'm not in a position to counter or chase them right off the bat. So I kind of sit in and buy my time a little bit. It is what it is. But while we're doing that, I'll give you guys a rundown of what Ore Road is and what it's all about. Ore Road is a Tuesday night practice crit that is unsanctioned, but it's permitted and insured by our organizers through Ore Road. And police come out here, they block the streets for us. It's super fun. This is like the elite of the elite in Charlotte that want to ride crit, get a great workout in, stuff like that. It is super fun. Jumping ahead a little bit, this is like 2 or 3 laps in. I start reading guys' body language. We've got those guys up the road, and I want to be in that chase or that lead group. And so I start to chase. Look, this guy on the left in the orange kit, he starts coming over on me. I wasn't sure. Oh gosh, I wasn't sure if he was going to get directly in front of me or not. So I pull a aggressive move and just go to the left of him and start pounding it right here. And then now I'm chasing. I'm trying to get on this guy's wheel and dig and dig and dig. And you can see our leaders up in the front. Put in a solid effort here. We have a huge gap. I was super surprised by this. It's early in the race, so if I get up here and I start like blowing up or redlining a little bit, I have no problem dropping back to the Peloton and recovering. It's early. This is a 45-minute crit plus 3 laps, so there's plenty of time. It's a practice crit. You know, we're out here racing for Doritos and high fives, so trying stuff is the name of the game. We catch the leaders right here. Nothing really comes of this. We are a little disorganized right now, as you can see, and the Peloton gets organized, and they are hungry. They don't want a break to go away this early in the ride, and so they end up catching us. But it's super fun. I ended up rolling back when the Peloton caught us. I ended up rolling back to the middle of the pack, kind of recover a little bit. But while that's happening, we're 14 minutes in now. Another counterattack happened of about 5 to 8 guys. And as that developed, we've got this chase group in between us, the Peloton, and the leaders. And you'll see the chase group hitting this corner right now, right up there. And alarms start going off in our heads. So the rest of the Peloton are like, oh snap, we can't let this thing go. And so we start organizing, start doing pulls to bring this back. We end up catching the chase group of about 5 riders on this backstretch right here. And then the main goal now is to stitch up the lead group with a breakaway. It's super tough. What's unique about Ore Road is you can be a Cat 1-2 rider, a Masters rider, or a novice. As long as you have your permit or your wristband and you paid your money, you can come ride. So the majority of these guys are a little bit on the older side and have raced a lot, previously in their careers or what have you, and have a lot of race experience. But if you throw a guy in like me, who I've been racing all summer long, I've been trying to upgrade here and there, and I just got my Cat 3 upgrade, so I'm kind of like right in the middle of the mix of this. So this is super great training for me to get better, to learn from these veterans and guys who have been doing it for a heck of a lot longer than I have. So right here, I'm on an Unknown Riders wheel, and we're trying to chase this bad boy down. We're trying to chase that group down. Check out the rear cam right here. Preferred parking. I don't know if I just smashed it a little bit too hard or what, or they just let up. I'm not really sure, but I started getting a gap. And coming out of the corner, I check my shoulder, and I see that there's a gap opened up. But if you look straight in front of me, they're right there. I should have probably just hopped right out of the saddle and just sold out for this thing and just gave it all I had to try and bridge up to them, because unfortunately they stay away. We don't get organized enough. There's not enough guys like rotating through to work on this day to make anything happen. So it's frustrating sometimes, but again, there's no points involved in this. You know, they're not handing any money. So we're out here just having fun and training and trying stuff. So I realized like this thing ain't coming back. There's no organization. So I start rolling off the front and letting other guys roll through. Jumping ahead, guys. 20 minutes in, rolled through the middle of the pack, recovered a little bit off that effort I had. And this is kind of the last ditch effort, I feel like, to maybe make something happen. You know, maybe try to stitch up that breakaway, probably pretty unlikely, or to, you know, split the field again with another small breakaway or a chase group. So I'm starting to navigate my way through the field. I'm trying to stay on my teammate's wheel right here in the maroon jersey, blue bibs. And guys up on the front, they look motivated, they seem motivated. We're putting in a good effort right here to kind of maybe break away from the group, stitch something up. And so we get a little bit organized, and everybody starts sitting in and doing their pulls. While we're rotating through here, this course is super fun. Right here, we're going through this awesome downhill. It's gonna transition to a flat and then up a short little punchy hill. You know, at these speeds, like you're really having to put a lot of power down up this hill. Jake flicks his arm, lets me roll through. I mean, I'm putting over 400, 500 watts down right here up this little punchy hill. It's hard to tell. And I'm trying to keep it consistent for everybody. I don't want to blow, you know, go off the front like I did previously, and then I just, you know, burn myself up. But flick my elbow, let the guys roll through. And then kind of what I noticed like previously too is this is kind of the same thing as I flick my elbow, let guys roll through, and then when I notice only a few guys come through, that's when I, you know, the light bulb goes off in my head that, all right, you know, there's not much organization going on right now, and it's pretty unlikely that we're gonna catch the leaders. They're probably gonna lap us, and this is my ride. You know, this is my race for right now, and it is what it is. So it's just one of those things that happens. But this course is super fun. You can pedal through every single corner. You know, you probably want to, when you get to over like the 30-mile-an-hour mark, hitting these corners, you probably, you know, want to lighten up on the pedals just a little bit. But for the majority of all, if you take them right, and especially if you're on the front, you can pedal through everything. It's super fun, extremely fast, and a heck of a fun time. So jumping ahead again, 36 minutes in, I've been on the back chilling for like 15 minutes, and you know, we realized like there's no possible way we're gonna catch the leaders. I'm just gonna sit back there, try and control my heart rate, work on keeping it, you know, at a low BPM for, you know, the majority of this ride, you know, train that a little bit. Well, I recognize that the leaders are gonna catch us, and so I'm like, all right, for fun, I'm gonna put in one more little dig. I know they're gonna catch it, it's inevitable, but just for fun, trying this little attack. And then I got a couple guys that go with me, prefer parking again. Mike King's on my wheel. I look back, Checky's there. I see we have like a little bit of a gap, and so I'm just still digging, and start flicking my elbow, and I start moving over a little bit. And then I notice like Mike's not coming through. He's a super smart racer. He will only do what he wants. He will not put himself in a bad position. It's that's how you win a lot of races, and stay fresh for the end. So I realized this, like, all right, he's not coming through, so guess what? I'm done. I'm getting straight off the front, and I'm going back. Well, guess what? At this point, the leaders had rolled through and caught us. Lame. So they do exactly what the leaders needed to do. Is when they caught the Peloton, they smash it straight through us, and so they're all back on the front again, and essentially the race is reset. So here they come on the left, still rocking that like 27.5 mile on average. So they pick us all up, and yeah, so we're like I said, we're probably about 40 minutes in right now. Only got a few minutes left and a couple laps to go, and so I'm gonna start recovering. And what's the best about this is, once we reset like this, most guys, everyone's got the etiquette. They know, what to do here is like when it comes down to the final laps, we're not going to really interfere with those leaders that lapped us when it comes to a field sprint or anything like that. If it's safe and we've got a controlled line or something like that, we'll all like sprint and get a workout in. But the majority of the time, we kind of let those guys like handle their business and we don't contest their win. All right, guys, 3 laps to go, and the pace is starting to ramp up. This is the funnest part of the ride, especially when we're all in a big group like this. So I'm towards the back. I've been recovering a little bit. And so now, boom, keeping the pace up, I'm starting to navigate through the field. I really enjoy doing this, especially when it's on a practice format. I'm not like feeling like, oh, I just spent like $20 and drove 2 hours to come here and I'm in the back, when I rode my bike to this event and there's one next week. So what's cool about it is I can work on navigating through traffic at a high rate of speed and different abilities and stuff like that. And so since you ride with these guys on a weekly basis, you kind of know who you want to be behind and then to know who you like need to avoid or maybe like need to get around. Especially if there's like a gap opening up with 2 laps to go, you definitely want to fill that gap because people are starting to blow up. We've all been riding really hard for 45 minutes, and when the pace is at, we're running 32 right now up this transition on this uphill, and guys are on the rivet. They're on the limit right now, but it's a heck of a good time. Mike King, the guy right here in the red and the blue, is always a good dude to be around. He can navigate really well, takes corners really well, so it's always good to be behind him and watch and learn from him. Love this corner right here. Super fun, super fast. I don't take it super well, have to get a little punchy out of it, but then Mike moves up, so I recognize that and I'm like, oh, well, I need to move up too. So I'm moving up through the field now, getting closer and closer towards the front. Not really gonna contest with those leaders again, because they're riding their own race and I'm back here doing my thing just like all the other lap riders. But if you look right there, Mike just passes like 5 guys on the outside because he doesn't brake and he takes the line better than everybody else. So it's so fun to watch that, and super envious of it. So I'm chatting with Jake right here on my left. I'm like, yo, dude, we got to cover that gap. He's feeling a little cooked tonight. I recognize that. I move around him, and then I'm doing the same thing with everybody else. I'm trying to recognize who's feeling good, who's feeling, light on their feet, and I'm watching their body language so I can move around them. This is it. Last lap, coming up the last hill. We're hauling butt. It's super rough right here on the inside of this turn. You kind of like want to run like in the middle of the road just so you avoid the bumps. I don't do a good job of taking this turn right here. I get a little bit of a gap, but man, this is a fast practice crit. It's like the Illuminati, man. There's so many fast guys that do this event, and you get to learn from. So have a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed our road. I will try and post another one before the season's up and get you guys some more footage. Take it easy.